Now on CoastTV News.
Dress warm, Delmarva. Wind chills are in the teens and 20s this morning on what will be a blustery Veterans Day on the peninsula. I'll have details on how long the cold temperatures stick around.
Heroes remember today the celebration for those who served our nation that had to be moved indoors in Lewes.
Congress compromise.
Somebody's, trying to get leverage, to get bills passed in their party, and I don't think that's right.
With the federal government shutdown nearing an end, the frustration felt on Delmarva over the interruption of benefits.
Eagles escape.
Shoulder pump fake, end zone. It is caught for the touchdown.
The Birds make it 3 wins in a row in a low-scoring game against the Packers.
This is CoastTV News Today.
Continue with our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning, Matt. I'm Grace Eckerly. Thank you for being up with us. It is Tuesday, November 11th, 2025.
Yeah, we got a number of Veterans Day events to tell you about this morning, and those attending, Grace, are going to have to deal with some cold temperatures out there.
Pretty chilly. We were talking about the thermometer on our cars this morning, reading in the 30s, but Chris is telling us that the temperatures for the wind chill are in the 20s.
Yeah.
This is now when we take a look with first meteorologist Chris Mastrobono, and he's going to tell us what you can maybe expect this morning for a chillier day.
Good morning, Grace and Matt. Yes, we've been telling you about it for the last few days. That cold air mass is here. Beautiful shot here into Lewes. Sunrise at 6:38. It's a cold, dry start. 33 degrees there, dew point 20, so it's very dry out there. We're at 33 Long Neck, the freezing mark in Harrington, and we're at 34 in Laurel. When you factor in the wind, well, it feels like 24 in Indian River Inlet, 24 in Salisbury, and 24 in Bridgeville. You see those winds gusting 24 Indian River Inlet to 25 in Ocean City. We're seeing mostly clear skies across the area. We had a weak disturbance past our south, bringing snow showers to the Virginia and Carolina coast. You can see more snow showers well out to the western portions of Pennsylvania as well as New York. So we are going to be seeing the cold air today, a blustery day, plenty of sunshine, but the wind chills are going to be the story. In the 20s this morning, only feeling like the 30s through the afternoon. Now the good news is it's a brief shot of colder air. You can see those wind chills in the 20s through the morning. Air temperatures are going to get to around 41 by around your lunchtime, but feel like the 30s through the afternoon. We will talk about some milder temperatures ahead in that 7-day forecast here in minutes.
Thank you, Chris. And our top story this hour is the honoring of those who served in the military. November 11th is Veterans Day.
We now go live to Lewes with Coast TV's Elisa Weber. And Elisa, there are events and ceremonies held all over Delmarva today, including the one you're at now.
Good morning, Matt and Grace. Right now, I am at the Flags for Our Heroes display in Lewes. This is right in front of the Cape Henlopen School District office. And this field right here has 500 flags honoring our everyday heroes. And this was organized by the Lewes Rehoboth Rotary Club. And today there will be a Flags for Our Heroes ceremony run by that club. That will be at 11 a.m. at Cape Henlopen High School. And this ceremony was moved indoors due to the cold weather we are experiencing. We spoke with a Vietnam veteran about his time serving our country and why it is so important to honor our veterans not only today but every day.
Why is it important? Well, because the folks that are veterans or the folks that went out there and gave their lives for people, and it's our duty to remember that those people made the ultimate sacrifice. It's our duty to remember that they made that sacrifice.
And honoring our heroes goes well beyond today, and this display will be up through Friday. Thank you again to all of our veterans for their sacrifices. Back to you.
Thank you, Elisa. According to the American Legion Post 28, people can pay tribute at a ceremony starting at 11 a.m. There will be keynote speakers as well as some food.
So you got that event. Here's another one. Ocean Pines Association says they have one at 11 a.m. at the Worcester County Veterans Memorial. The ceremony includes patriotic music, guest speakers, and a National Gold Star Memorial dedication.
In Salisbury, people can head to the Wacomico County Civic Center at 11 a.m. Organizers say there will be music, prayers, and remembrance for all of our veterans.
And in Lewes, people will gather at Post 17 to honor service members, and they can also bring memorabilia for a tribute table. Also in honor of Veterans Day, get this one, Wawa is offering free and any size hot coffee. This is for veterans, active military, and their families. Company says no ID is needed, and the offer lasts all day.
Delaware Senator Lisa Blunt Rochester has introduced a resolution recognizing Black veterans across American history. According to the senator's office, the resolution also calls for the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs to continue seeking solutions to mend the health and benefit disparities for minority veterans.
Yeah, we're now taking a live look at that same building in Washington, D.C. The longest government shutdown in history appears to be coming to an end after the Senate passed a deal to fund the government through January 30th. And this just in, the bill now heads to the House of Representatives for their decision.
NBC's Alice Barr shows us how the deal will reverse Trump's attempted layoffs of federal workers and fully fund SNAP, but doesn't extend expiring Obamacare subsidies.
In a major step toward reopening the government, the Senate overnight giving its final approval to a bill that funds the government through the end of January.
The bill as amended is passed.
It now heads to the House, where members in recess since late September are racing back to Washington.
I got to build consensus among the members, and that is what we will do.
House Republicans can only afford to lose 2 votes, with Democrats opposed.
We're going to fight hard to defeat it.
The party divided over the move by 8 Senate Democrats who broke ranks to vote with Republicans to end the shutdown, despite no promises on the central sticking point, extending Affordable Care Act subsidies.
I think it was a terrible, terrible vote at a time when we have a broken healthcare system.
Senate leadership did agree to a vote before the subsidies expire at the end of the year, sending healthcare costs soaring.
We crystallized the fight about healthcare for the American people and made it clear who's holding that up. It's President Donald Trump, it's Speaker Johnson, and it's the Republicans.
Others arguing Democrats were winning the messaging fight on healthcare and affordability.
You saw that the polling was going our way, and we could have, in my opinion, continued talking about that and potentially had a better outcome.
Republicans saying they want a healthcare fix too. President Trump again floating sending Americans direct payments paid for through tariff revenue.
We want a healthcare system where we pay the money to the people instead of the insurance companies.
Administration officials have couched that idea as informal brainstorming. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
No Democratic senators from Delaware or Maryland voted with Republicans on the bill. Only one Democratic senator from our region voted yes. That was Virginia Democrat Tim Kaine. He was the only senator from our region to vote in favor of funding that bill. People on Delmarva are divided about it. Some people think the Democrats should hold the line for healthcare subsidies. Others tell us that they don't think it's fair the impact the shutdown is having on everyday people, saying that it needs to end.
I think that they're trying to make a point that they're taking people's health care away. So I understand why they did that.
People suffering because somebody's, trying to get leverage, to get bills passed in their party, and I don't think that's right.
Now that senators have approved the bill, it heads to the House for a vote. Delaware's lone Congresswoman, Sarah McBride, has already said she will not support it, while Maryland's Andy Harris has indicated that he will vote for it. This brings us now to our CoastTV poll, and we want to know what matters most in a shutdown deal.
Yeah, not a lot of change here from our last half hour, Grace. 50% of our voters are still saying healthcare help, but 42% federal worker pay. And then we got a couple split between SNAP benefits and bipartisan support. We got this quote here from Bruce. He sent us a comment. Bruce is from Selbyville. He says our federal workers should never have to go without pay, even during a shutdown. And if you've not voted yet, you can still do so at coasttvnews.com or our mobile app. Developing news now. It was a calm town council meeting in Georgetown Monday night surrounding a contentious issue. Now, for the past few weeks, an online group has urged town officials to fix a growing homelessness issue. Town council members say they've seen increases in the homeless population over the last few years, and they are working with state and local groups to increase support systems and affordable housing.
One of the hardest things for the folks who live in town is there's a lot of outside influences coming in, and we're being pillared for being heartless or callous, and that's not the case. A lot of us here in town have walked around town, we talk to people, we see the amount of outside influence that's coming in. They're trying to help, but what they're doing is not helping. It's a Band-Aid.
And we also heard an update from Springboard LLC. They operate the Pallet Village in Georgetown, and some stats officials say the Pallet Village has helped more than 200 people statewide in 2025. 40% of those people were able to move on to transitional or permanent housing after leaving. Not a lot of offense in the Eagles' Monday night game against the Packers. The only touchdown for the Birds, got this one here, 36 yards, Jalen Hurts to Devontae Smith. Birds hold on for a 10-7 win, and the NFC East leading Eagles return home Sunday night to face the Lions. We'll have more on this game later on CoastTV News Today.
New this morning, starting on Thursday, Delaware's EasyPass website will look a lot different, and DMV leaders say it'll be easier to use. According to the DMV, the updated site will feature monthly toll invoices combining all charges into a single bill, toll by plate at all exit ramps for those without EasyPass, and new email and text alerts for account updates and low balances. But to make the switch, all agency says EasyPass online services will be offline from 8 p.m. November 13th through 7 a.m. November 18th. And we're just getting started in this hour of CoastTV News Today.
Coming up, crosswalk controversy. There's a debate in Salisbury as plans to repave a rainbow crosswalk are set to begin today.
Also, focus on fire damage. We'll tell you how much investigators estimate damage could cost after a massive Monday night fire.
Still ahead, walking for Alzheimer's awareness and research. How hundreds in Rehoboth Beach raise money to fight the disease. It is this week's Ties That Bind Us. And there we see First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono in the Weather Center. We got some cold temperatures to tell you about. We check in with Chris next.
Hope your morning is off to a fantastic start. Delmarva, staying warm is going to be the chore this morning through the afternoon as we take a live look into Laurel. Bright blue skies there, 34 degrees. We're holding at 34 Rehoboth, 33 Milford, and 34 in Seaford. When you factor in the winds, it feels like 24 in Indian River Inlet, 25 Dagsboro, 25 in Harrington, and 24 in Bridgeville. You can see those wind gusts, 25 Ocean City, 24 in Indian River Inlet. We're dry across the peninsula. You see some snow showers back across western Pennsylvania and New York. So it is going to be a blustery Veterans Day on the peninsula. Plenty of sunshine, highs reaching the mid-40s through the afternoon. Winds 40 miles an hour, making it feel more like the 30s. We'll talk about 60-degree temperatures, though, in that 7-day forecast. I'll have that for you here in minutes.
Thank you, Chris. Wednesday, November 12th in Lewes, you may notice some low water pressure or discolored water. That's because the Lewes BPW will be conducting hydrant flow testing. So if you do happen to notice some discolored water, officials say, don't worry, you can just run your cold water for 10 to 15 minutes until it clears up, and just avoid doing laundry during those tests.
Georgetown is in search of a new member to serve on its Board of Adjustment. This is a 3-year term for this role. Applicants must live in Georgetown and know about urban and rural planning and development. The board hears and decides appeals regarding special exceptions and potential errors. Meetings are held on the first Wednesday of each month at 5 p.m.
Most of us never realize how lucky we are simply to remember things. Sure, you might forget where you put your keys or your wallet, but somebody that's suffering with Alzheimer's might forget the face of the person that matters most to them. Brandon Ferguson has a report this week about a group trying to do something about that disease. They're raising awareness, raising money, and trying to find a cure.
Community coming together, from the youth to the elderly. Everyone gathered at Grove Park for the Walk for Alzheimer's.
I'm a little bit emotional this morning.
Who all have been touched by this disease. Walkers had 4 flowers to pick from, each one with a different meaning. Blue flowers are for someone living with Alzheimer's or another dementia. Yellow, a person currently supporting or caring for someone with the disease. Purple, those who have lost someone to Alzheimer's. And orange, supporters of the cause to fight against the disease. Before the walk started, a garden ceremony happens where every color is called out and people raise their flower. With 2 special white flowers given to young members of the crowd, the white flowers represent a generation who hopes to have a cure. Stephanie McDonough is on walk 23. She lost both her husband and mother-in-law to Alzheimer's, and says just seeing everyone gather fills her heart.
This gives us hope, and it gives us the money to continue the research that someday, I have great-grandchildren now, they will not have to fight this disease. It's devastating.
The Rehoboth Beach Walk raised over $159,000 with 444 people walking.
Each day is different. Each day is new challenges.
That was Sonia Brown. Her husband has the disease. Brown is currently his caretaker.
That has been my biggest issue as being an advocate for those who have the disease, is to find resources for caregivers as well as for the person that has the disease.
Like Brown, more than 12 million Americans provide unpaid care for someone with Alzheimer's or another dementia, according to the Alzheimer's Association. It was bittersweet for organizer Ashley Mittelmeyer, whose grandmother lost her battle to the disease.
To have this much awareness is amazing. This is a terrible disease that affects way too many people, especially in our state, let alone the whole country.
As the walk started, young and old walked for a cure and awareness of the disease. Even for those who suffer from this disease and struggle to remember, the next generation now carries this memory and walk for the rest of their lives. For the ties that bind us, I'm Brandon Ferguson.
Time is 6:20, and you are looking live at Delaware's capital city of Dover. Sunrise there on the horizon. And Chris, you are here to tell us about some wind chills.
Yeah, that's really going to steal the show this Veterans Day because of the fact that it's going to feel a lot colder than the actual air temperature. Take a look at this air mass that's pushed across the eastern half of the country, sinking all the way to the south. 39 right now in Tampa. Pretty impressive cold air mass here for this time of year. Back here at home in Laurel, we are at 34 degrees, dew point 19, so the atmosphere is very dry. We're at 34, Georgetown 32, in Harrington 33, in Dagsboro. When you factor in the winds, it feels like 25 Dagsboro, 24 Indian River Inlet, feels like 24 in Salisbury, and 25 in Bridgeville. Now you see those winds out of the northwest, 25-mile-an-hour gusts, Ocean City 22, Indian River Inlet. We are clear and dry. We had a weak disturbance past our south, bringing some snow showers to Virginia and North Carolina coast. You can see the snow showers streaming in off the Great Lakes, across portions of western Pennsylvania and New York as that colder air sinks southward. Gale warnings continue through Wednesday midnight for the Delaware coast. Gale warning from Ocean City down through Assateague Island and the Bay. That runs through 7 o'clock tonight. We still have that freeze warning up for Accomack County. As I mentioned, those wind chills in the 20s throughout the morning. By the afternoon, it feels like 35 in Georgetown. Despite sunny skies, we'll see more of a southwest wind kick in through the overnight. Wall-to-wall sunshine for our Veterans Day. We get highs in the lower to mid 40s with those winds. Those winds are going to be picking up out of the west as high as 40 miles an hour. We stay clear, partly cloudy overnight. The southwest winds kick in for Wednesday, so we're milder. Temperatures mid to upper 50s before another weak front pushes through Wednesday night. As I mentioned, those gusts up to near 40 miles an hour through the afternoon today. We'll see the wind shift out of the southwest through the overnight, so that's going to allow for some milder air to work in here Wednesday. And then as that cold front comes through Thursday morning, we're going to see those winds shift out of the northwest, but it's going to stay breezy through about Thursday, but dry. We're going to be dry through at least the start of the weekend, and most of the weekend looks dry too. High pressure building in across the east as we go into the end of the week, so we're not going to see an extended stretch of cold weather as those temperatures begin to moderate through tomorrow. There's that disturbance as we push through Sunday. An area of low pressure is going to pass well to our north, but that may spread some shower activity into the region late Sunday through Monday. We're at 56 for Wednesday, mostly sunny skies through Thursday, Friday, Saturday, partly sunny, and then we'll see a better chance of showers, I think, by later in the day on Sunday. Not a complete washout right now, but we bumped the temperature back up to 67 degrees. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. One home is destroyed after a big fire in Accomack County. This was in the Captain's Cove neighborhood in Greenbackville. This was Monday night. According to first responders, flames completely engulfed the house and left minor damage after spreading to 2 neighboring homes. Firefighters say it took about an hour and 20 minutes to put it out, and first responders we spoke with say the cost of the damage is likely more than $1 million.
The wind was obviously pushing the flames towards the other home, so it was just difficult trying to quickly put those out before we had 3 homes fully engulfed.
No injuries are reported. The fire's cause has yet to be determined.
And up next on Coast TV News today, crosswalk controversy. We'll tell you about the pushback from some people in Salisbury as the plans to change this rainbow crosswalk get underway. Don't go anywhere. People are pushing back on repaving a rainbow crosswalk in Salisbury as work is expected to start today. PFLAG, that's an organization that supports the LGBTQ community, first painted this crosswalk back in 2018, but Salisbury Mayor Randy Taylor says it's time to go back to a neutral design, citing a previous Supreme Court ruling. City Councilwoman Michelle Gregory says that the decision sends a hurtful message.
Viewpoint discrimination is allowing there to be, preferential political or messages in the walkways, not dissimilar to other messages like NRA. Or so it's saying if you're going to do that, you're going to have to let other people do the same thing. We're just not willing to go down that road.
It's unfortunate that that kind of bigotry is leading our city, and I just don't agree with it.
The crosswalks are scheduled to be milled today, then repaved next week. Mayor Taylor says there are no plans to allow the crosswalks to be repainted with any artistic angles.
Cold, dry start to our Thursday here on Delmarva as we take a live look into Lewes. Bright blue skies there, 33 degrees, and it is going to be a blustery morning and afternoon along the coast. Ocean City 41 by around your lunchtime. Winds are going to be picking up out of the northwest, gusting as high as 40 miles an hour. Lewes, a breezy afternoon. Feeling a lot colder, feeling more like the mid-30s despite air temperatures getting into the 40s. And for Cambridge and Crisfield, a windy day along the bay with temperatures rising into the lower to mid-40s under those mostly sunny skies. Mark Jones, congratulations on winning an umbrella from CoastTV from Millville, Delaware. You can get your latest forecast by dialing our First Alert weather phone. The cold's not going to stick around for too long. I'll have details about that coming up in the next half hour.
Thank you, Chris. After the break on Coast TV News today, shutdown end in sight. What's next for lawmakers now that funding bill has passed its first hurdle?
Also, Delmarva honors veterans. The ceremony is taking place across the peninsula today in recognition of our heroes.
And cold weather is coming. How soon to expect a drop in temperatures here in Delmarva as an Arctic blast makes its way up the East Coast. Coast TV News today. We'll be right back.
Now on Coast TV News.
Heroes remembered today in the celebration for those who served our nation that had to be moved indoors in Lewes.
Dress warm, Delmarva. Wind chills are in the teens and 20s this morning on what will be a blustery Veterans Day on the peninsula. I'll have details on how long the cold temperatures stick around.
Seeking homeless solutions, where Georgetown officials are looking to deal with a growing homeless situation.
Safety speed start, the new deterrents on Coastal Highway, and the fines for speeding that begin today.
This is Coast TV News Today.
November 11th, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Grace.
Good morning, Matt. I'm Grace Eckerly, and thank you for being up with us.
6:31. We had a busy couple of days for our military. Yesterday was the Marine Corps 250th birthday. My dad was a part of a couple of those events yesterday, and today we have Veterans Day. Yeah.
That's very interesting. I didn't know that about you, Matt.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people have some outdoor events today planned for Veterans Day. And to help prepare you for that, we're bringing in now our First Alert meteorologist, Chris Mastrobono, for a look at this chilly forecast. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Grace and Matt. Pleasant good morning, Delmarva. And thank you for all the veterans who have served and currently serve. And yeah, we're going to have plenty of sunshine today. So that's the good part. The bad part is the cold airs here that we've been telling you about. The wind chills are really going to be cranking through the morning. 34 right now in Laurel. So air temperatures are right in the lower 30s. We're at freezing in Harrington, 33 in Seaford, 34 Indian River Inlet. When you factor in the winds gusting 20, 25 miles an hour, it feels like 23 degrees Indian River Inlet, 24 Bridgeville, and 24 in Salisbury. You can see the winds out of the northwest gusting 25 Ocean City to 24 Indian River Inlet. Those winds are going to pick up even more through the morning and into the afternoon. We had a few snow showers to our south. Those have now pushed off the coast Bands of lake effect snow are beginning to stream in off the lakes into western portions of New York as well as Pennsylvania. So the wind chills are going to be in the 20s through the morning. Air temperatures are going to be just over the freezing mark. By lunchtime, we're at 41. But look at the wind chills. We stay in the 30s. So despite sunny skies, the wind chills are going to make it feel even colder. So feeling like a December afternoon here on Delmarva this afternoon. So we'll talk more about that and more about some milder temperatures ahead in that full 7-day forecast.
Thank you, Chris. And our top story this half hour, we're talking weather, and Arctic blast continues its record-setting trek east today.
Right, Matt. And Amy Kiley shows us how it's impacting areas, get this, from New York, pretty obvious, to the Sunshine
Florida,
State.
yeah.
An Arctic blast could bring inches of snow and potentially record-setting cold to parts of the eastern U.S. today. Even Florida could reach historic lows before the polar plunge is done, according to meteorologists.
It's too cold. It's too early. It's not even Thanksgiving yet. It needs to heat back up soon because we're freezing.
Forecasters predict snow near Lake Erie today. Some Midwesterners are still digging out after double-digit accumulations in certain areas yesterday. This Wisconsin man says he marks the first snowfall each year by making snow angels in his swim trunks.
My stepfather came into my life. As a dare, he made me do it, and I've been doing it ever since.
For others, the weather means work rather than play.
I woke up in my normal time thinking we were just going to get the cold air, but this is totally different. This is actually get dressed and actually be outside in the cold.
I was over there helping Leslie, and I'm trying to get this running, and I'm going to go across the street and help them. She's at work.
The storm is hitting at the same time as air traffic controller shortages across the country. Chicago's O'Hare Airport reports average delays of more than 5 hours yesterday.
I'm exhausted, I am tired, I am mad. I just want to sleep.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
And as we mentioned, today is November 11th, which is Veterans Day, and it's a day to honor all those who have served in the U.S. Armed Forces.
Yeah, there are events and ceremonies held all over the coast today, and our Elisa Weber is live in Lewes, where one takes place later today. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt and Grace. Right now, I'm in front of the Flags for Our Heroes display. This is located in Lewes, right in front of the Cape Henlopen School District office. And this display was set up by the Lewes-Rehoboth Rotary Club. There are 500 flags right here in this area, honoring all of our heroes. And today there will be Flags for Our Heroes ceremony held by the Rotary Club that will be held at 11 a.m. this morning at Cape Henlopen High School. And due to the cold weather, that ceremony was moved indoors. We spoke with Vietnam veteran Chuck Ward, who is also the former president of the Rotary Club, about why he chose to be involved with this event.
Well, I'm a veteran, but I was told early in my life that to put another log on the fire, and that is important to give back to the community certain gifts that people would not.
And honoring our heroes goes well beyond today. These flags will be up until Friday. Thank you again to all of our veterans for their sacrifices. Back to you.
Thank you, Elisa Weber in Lewes. And events today across Delmarva for Veterans Day, including in Millsboro at the American Legion Post 28. That one begins at 11 a.m. with keynote speakers and food.
The Ocean Pines Association says that its event is at 11 a.m. at the Worcester County Veterans Memorial. That ceremony includes patriotic music, guest speakers, and a National Gold Star Memorial dedication.
In Salisbury, people can head to the Wycomico County Civic Center. That's at 11 a.m. And organizers say there is music, prayers, and remembrance of all veterans.
And in Lewes, people will gather at Post 17 to honor service members and can bring memorabilia for a table tribute. We're now taking a live look into Washington, D.C. The Senate has passed a bipartisan bill Monday night to reopen the government and bring an end to the record-long shutdown. New overnight, the final vote was 60-40, with 8 Democrats joining Republicans to break the stalemate. Every Republican voted in favor except Kentucky Senator Rand Paul. The package includes funding for SNAP benefits throughout next September and keeps much of the government running on a short-term basis through January 30th. The Democratic Party divided over the move by 8 Senate Democrats who broke ranks to vote with Republicans to end the shutdown.
I think it was a terrible, terrible vote at a time when we have a broken healthcare system.
We crystallized the fight about health care for the American people and made it clear who's holding that up. It's President Donald Trump, it's Speaker Johnson, and it's the Republicans.
The measure now heads to the House, which could take up to as early as Wednesday.
Starting today, fines for speeding that are picked up by the camera DelDOT recently installed on Route 1, that one there in Lewes. The department says it's located north of Minus Conaway Road and south of Cave Neck Road. And cameras will snap your tag if you're going 11 miles or more over the limit and issue a fine to the driver. Officials say fines start at $20 plus $1 for every mile over, and other speeding fees may apply. DelDOT says repeat offenses could cost even more.
At a surprisingly calm town council meeting in Georgetown Monday evening surrounding a contentious issue, for the past few weeks, an online group in Georgetown has been urging town leaders to fix a growing homelessness issue. This comes as officials say they've seen increases in homeless populations over the last few years. Town leaders say they are working with state and local groups to increase support systems and affordable housing.
New this morning, the Delaware Department of Natural Resources and Environmental Control heading to Bethany Beach either later this month or in early December. This is to repair several damaged beach crossovers. You can see here how a powerful nor'easter in mid-October left behind a 6-foot sand drop along the boardwalk. And Mayor Ron Califf says while the protection system worked, funding for future beach replenishment remains uncertain.
Starting Thursday, Delaware's E-ZPass website will look a lot different, and DMV leaders say it'll be easier to use. According to the DMV, the updated site will feature monthly toll invoices combining all charges into a single bill, toll by plate at all exit ramps for those without E-ZPass, and new email and text alerts for account updates and low balances. But to make the switch, the agency says that all E-ZPass online services will be offline from 8 p.m. November 13th through 7 a.m. November 18th.
And we have a lot more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, Meals for Families in Need. We'll tell you how the Food Bank of Delaware is partnering with Delmarva businesses to give families a Thanksgiving meal.
Also, offensive limits. There's not a lot of scoring between the Eagles and Packers last night. How the Birds survived their trip to Green Bay.
And a focus on medical future. We'll tell you how Tidal Health is helping people prepare for unexpected illness or injury. Stay with us on CoastTV News today.
Good Tuesday morning, Delmarva. It is a breezy, cold start to our day as we take a live look into Lewes. Cool, dry conditions there, 33 degrees with the bright, clear skies there, 33 in Long Neck. We're at 34, Georgetown 31, Harrington. But when you factor in the winds, it feels like 23 right now in Indian River Inlet, 24 Bridgeville. So we're beginning to see those wind chills pretty much all in the lower to mid 20s thanks to those northwest winds gusting to near 30 in Indian River Inlet, 25 in Ocean City. So it's going to be a rather windy day as this area of low pressure continues to push up into Canada and wraps around that colder air, and all that colder air is going to continue to sink southward. So the Veterans Day, our Veterans Day today, feeling more like an afternoon in December. We'll get temperatures up to around 41 by around lunchtime, 44 by around 4, mostly sunny skies, but again with that wind making it feel more like the 30s. We'll talk about more sunshine and dry weather ahead in that 7-day forecast. Matt.
Okay, Chris. In health news today, Tidal Health says they are hosting a free advanced care planning webinar that will help people make decisions about future medical treatment. This begins at 1 p.m. and the session will assist participants with questions about their health care preferences in the event of an unexpected illness or injury. Tidal Health says they encourage adults to participate, noting that serious accidents or illness can occur at any time.
Milford School District is offering people a way to stay healthy this winter season, and according to the district, people can register for physicals, immunizations, lead and TB testing, along with other services. Health officials will offer the services on a free, low cost or sliding scale cost, and it's all taking place tomorrow. That's from 5 to 8 p.m. at Lulu Ross Elementary School.
BB Healthcare has now launched an upgrade to patient care. The organization says it is using MyChart Patient Portal and Epic. Epic is an electronic health record system. Now, BB officials are touring Sussex County to help patients sign up for MyChart, and that first sign-up meeting takes place Friday, November 14th at 8 a.m. at BB's Long Neck Health Center.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good football isn't always pretty. The Eagles and Packers were each at the top of their respective divisions before they played last night. It might not have seemed like that way to you, though. It was scoreless through halftime. Philadelphia kicker Jake Elliott finally hit a 39-yard field goal in the third quarter to break the stalemate. Then in the fourth quarter, Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts says, "I've had enough." Rifles a 36-yard touchdown strike to Devontae Smith for a touchdown. After an ugly game, that's a nice, pretty play to cleanse your palate. 2-possession lead for Philly. Finally, Green Bay gets out of bed. Gritty run by Josh Jacobs, single-handedly keeping the Packers in this game, lowers the shoulder. Hey, Green Bay has a chance, only down 10-7. The defense did its job and got a stop too. Offense gets the ball back. The offense actually gets 2 chances. First one, Jacobs fumbles. It was 4th down. Didn't get the first anyways. Eagles ball. Philadelphia punts it away quickly, and Green Bay gets a field goal attempt to send it to OT, and Brandon McManus's kick didn't have the leg. Eagles win 10-7. The Eagles improve to 7-2 and have a 3.5-game lead in the NFC East. That'll do it for sports. Have a great day.
And coming up tonight on DSN at 6, we have live NCAA women's basketball when Maryland Eastern Shore hosts Monmouth, and then catch the final score at 10:30.
If you're having a rough week with this chillier weather, you can cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV with personal features, some fun things to do each weekend, and more. You can sign up for free at coasttv.com/sign-up and get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Friday. And here's what you can look forward to this afternoon on Coast Life at 4 p.m.
Hope you're having a good day so far, but if you join us today at 4 on Coast Life, here's what's in store for you. Hope you brought your appetite because we've got another dish of the week. How delicious does that look? Cranberry, apple, maple glazed chicken? Say less. Plus, we're going to learn all about the Frankfurt Public Library's first annual holiday craft fair, and the Cape Senior Center is making some moves. There's a big cabaret fundraiser that you don't want to miss. All of that and more is happening today at 4 on Coast Life. We'll see you then.
A sunny, blustery Veterans Day on tap. Temperatures in the 40s, but feeling like the 30s. Will continue the sunshine into Wednesday, but not as cold. Temperatures back to near 60 degrees. Your 7-day forecast is coming up next.
Time is now 6:49 a.m. as we're taking a look outside. And Chris, you said the sun came up just 10 minutes ago. This is a pretty view that we have as we're looking out into Lewes, and it seems like a lot of people are going to have some ceremonies today for Veterans Day. What can they look forward to as they're heading outside?
Well, it's going to be very deceiving. We're going to see plenty of sunshine today, but the wind is going to be kicking up. 40-mile-an-hour gusts making it feel much colder, all thanks to this big Arctic air mass that settled over much of the eastern half of the country, all the way down into Florida. Look at that, 39 there in Tampa. Here on Delmarva, we're seeing temperatures 33 degrees in Lewes. We're at 31 in Harrington, 34, Georgetown, 33 in Milton when you factor in the winds, making it feel like 25 Indian River Inlet, 27 Gumboro, feels like 24 in Salisbury. And that's all thanks to these winds, gusting upwards of 24 Indian River Inlet to 25, and they're going to pick up even higher through the morning and afternoon. We're seeing clear skies to the area, few snow showers to our south, more of them back off to the west across western Pennsylvania as well as New York, all thanks to the colder air pushing over the warmer Great Lakes. Gale warnings are up through midnight Wednesday for all the Delaware coast. We have gale warnings up from Ocean City down through the southern half of the peninsula as well as the bay. Those run through Tuesday afternoon and evening. Now, the wind chills are going to continue to be in the 20s here through the morning. By the afternoon, getting it up into the mid to upper 30s, so a blustery day. And then we're looking at highs really in the lower to mid 40s, 45 in Georgetown, 45 Harrington. We'll see a high of 47 in Vienna, 45 in Salisbury, but very deceiving because it's going to feel more like the 30s throughout the afternoon. Partly cloudy skies overnight, not as cold. We'll dip into the mid 30s. We'll see milder air into our Wednesday. Mostly sunny skies. We'll get up in the mid to upper 50s before another weak front pushes through late Wednesday night. There's those gusts gusting to 36 Millsboro through this afternoon, to 38 in Dewey Beach, near 40-mile-an-hour gusts. Now the wind will shift more out of the southwest as we go into the overnight. That's going to allow for some milder air to work in through Wednesday before that cold front comes in Wednesday night through Thursday, and we'll see that wind shift out of the northwest. The good news is high pressure is going to be building in through late week. We stay dry and sunny, all thanks to that area of high pressure. So temperatures are going to be moderate, and we're not looking at an extended stretch of cold weather. Then we'll see another chance of rain coming in. Looks like late Sunday through Monday. Doesn't look like a big chance right now, but that is really going to be our next shot of any type of precipitation. It's dry. We need some rain across parts of Delmarva. 57 on Friday, sunny skies, and then we're looking at partly sunny Saturday, 55, and then we'll bump it up to 67 degrees on Sunday. That looks like the mildest day over the next 7, with that chance of showers coming in late in the day, and then we're drying it out into Monday.
Thank you, Chris. Harry K. Foundation with the Food Bank of Delaware and Purdue Farms says they are giving out 1,000 Thanksgiving meal boxes. It's part of the annual Thanksgiving for All initiative. This is on Wednesday, November 12th. And they say local school representatives will pick up the boxes from the Milford branch of the Food Bank of Delaware for distribution to pre-identified families who are at risk of going without a Thanksgiving meal.
And the time is now 6:53 a.m. and it's time for the Coastal Pet of the Day.
Yeah, look at here. We got our Coastal Pet of the Day. Loves life on Delmarva.
Wow.
On your screen, that is Trixie. As you can see, Trixie loves car rides to the beach and farmers markets. Those are two big Delmarva things to do. And Trixie was submitted to us by Linda in Greenwood.
Trixie is a beautiful dog, and we want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. You can send us photos. Tell us what makes them so special if you take a look at your screen now.
And you can scan that QR code to get your friends to Coast TV News, and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
A blustery Veterans Day on our hands here on Delmarva. Plenty of sunshine, 45 degrees, but that temperature is going to be a little deceiving. Those winds are going to be gusting upwards of 40 miles an hour, and we're going to see temperatures feeling more like the 30s throughout the afternoon, as your 10-day forecast shows 56 by Wednesday. Plenty of sunshine as high pressure builds in, and we're looking at a really nice week ahead despite this little cold spell here. 55 by Saturday, partly sunny. And then 67 by Sunday with another chance of showers. Looks like late Sunday through Monday, but overall staying pretty dry over the course of the next 10 days. But we're left with this cold temperatures today.
I'm just looking at all those 30s on that graphic you just had there. Chris, I might have to go with a ski cap, toque for our Canadian friends out there based on the wind chill factor.
I know, there's wind chill. I mean, like I said, the temperature is 44 this afternoon, but it's going to feel like the mid-30s.
I feel like if you're from like the upper Canada part, you're like, this is like Miami for them.
Oh, nothing. Yeah, this is nothing.
Well, I might have to bring out my winter jacket.
I busted mine out this morning.
You have to do it, except for the 70s this weekend.
Yes, I will take that. Good football watching weather.
Well, thank you so much for joining us here on Coast TV News today.
And the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
We'll be back with more Coast TV News midday at 11 a.m.
And for even more news and coverage you can count on, download our Coast TV News and weather apps. Have a great Tuesday morning, everybody.